back to the channel. I'm Pro Enzo Vids, and this is my Rugby League World Cup semi-finals tip and preview for the round ahead. Obviously, this is pretty much a preview that's going to lead to the grand final in the very next week. So very exciting times ahead with the World Cup. Obviously, the winner of New Zealand v Australia and Samoa v England goes to the grand final. That's where they advance to. So. Should be great actually. I'm looking forward to it. Should be a really good game actually tomorrow morning at 6:45 a.m. between Australia and New Zealand. I'll be up for that obviously, and obviously on the so I think Sunday morning I'm pretty sure is Samoa and England here in Australia. So I'll definitely be up for both of them. So it should be good. So yeah, looking forward to both games ahead. But before I start. Just want to say that if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, I would recommend and hope you can do so. Obviously, as my channel is continuing to get more support and subscribers, it's something you have to acknowledge and something you have to be thankful for, I guess. Just a little bit of a shout out thing, you know, to those recent followers, recent subscribers, you know who you are. So I just want to sort of thank them more for showing their recent support to the channel. It means a lot to myself personally and the channel in general. So thank you very much. But yeah, no, look, obviously this won't be a big preview, won't be like a long one, as there's only 2 games, but I'll make sure I give my honest tips as possible. So the very first game is Australia v New Zealand at Ellen Road in Leeds. So on to the very first game, is Australia versus New Zealand, and yeah, I'll sort of digest into Australia first of all. Actually, I think Australia, you know, obviously can be a little bit better in terms of, I guess, some parts of their game recently, but I do think that they probably are looking like a lot better in terms of what New Zealand have been offering so far. Like, I think Australia just their game's a bit more inspiring, you get what I mean? A bit more inspiring, a bit more things to offer other than what New Zealand have been offering. I think New Zealand have been a little bit caught out in defence, I'd say, and a little bit rocky in terms of attack, but I still think that they definitely had some courage and definitely did well enough to still stay in that game against Fiji and still come back somehow. Of course, there was a lenient penalty that sort of helped New Zealand in the end, which was a bit dodgy, but still got, you know, the win. And yeah, I mean, they did well enough to hang in that game because Fiji did not give up, and I think for New Zealand just to hang in like that, I think that's pretty special. Well, not really special, but just in terms of, I guess, maintaining some sort of strength to hang on during that game was pretty important for the Kiwis. So they did well in terms of that area. But yeah, I think Australia just look like the better side at the moment. But we'll see how they go because both sides have the inconsistencies, I feel like, during games. But looking at the Australian team, pretty much the same, except well, Cleary starts at halfback, DC in the bench, and Ben Hunt's back in with Campbell Gillard and Ruben Cotter, the reserves, and Campbell Graham and Lindsay Collins are out. And as for the New Zealand side, Dallin Lesniak and Moses Leota both in, and Scott Sorensen's out this week. So yeah, the changes for both sides. Who am I tipping? It's a very tough game to tip actually, because I think this can go either way, literally. You know, I know most people would probably tip Australia because of how they've been a little bit better in terms of their games recently, but I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going to tip New Zealand to win here. I've got New Zealand here by 8. I think there's going to be a bit of an upset. I think New Zealand are going to come out firing, going to come out and prove a point that they're not, you know, they're not slacking off the job. They're not, you know, they're not there just for, I guess, I guess not just like a feeling side, not like a feeling side New Zealand. I think they're actually legit contenders. So I think they're going to improve and beat Australia tomorrow morning in Australia. So I've got New Zealand hit by 8. My first try scorer is going to be Ronaldo Bulatalo. My anytime try scorer is going to be Peter Hiku, Joseph Manu, and that's it so far. And as for Australia, I'm going to go for Latrell Mitchell, James Tedesco, and Josh Adokar. And now on to the last game of the semi-finals. It is England versus Samoa at the ground of Emirates Stadium in London. So pretty sure this is a ground of the Arsenal Premier League side, so I'm pretty sure. But yeah, no, look, it's obviously going to be a great game, this one. I'm looking forward to it. I think, you know, England obviously smashed them like last time, and yeah, it's funny because you know, you wouldn't have thought that these two sides would play again, I think, during the World Cup. But then you look at where, I guess, both sides are now. They're playing each other in a grand final decider. So it's pretty funny how this is actually panned out, but it's good because it brings a bit more intensity and it brings a bit more of expectation, I suppose, as well. So I'm looking forward to it. I guess with Samoa, you know, they probably want to try and seek a bit of redemption. I think seek a bit of redemption from from the very first week of the Rugby League World Cup. I think they were definitely disappointed with their performance and definitely I don't know what went wrong with them during that game, to be honest. But I think they'll definitely work themselves and come back better and stronger. I have no doubt about it. But yeah, it's gonna be some sort of game. I'll tell you what, it's gonna be some sort of game, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to go through both sides now. So for the England side, Luke Thompson, Mark Sneed are in, and Matty Lee's out. And as for Samoa, Ken Seo and Spencer Linu are both in, and Daniel Levi's out due to personal reasons. So I believe for Armando Brown, yes, he's starting at hooker for Armando Brown. So that's the changes there. Got to say, I'm not really too keen on Samoa's forward pack, apart from Junior Paulo and Jaden Sewer. Oregon Kafusi, Liggy Sau, Royce Hunt and New Brown. I just don't know if that's a strong enough forward pack, to be honest. I think England definitely win that forward pack battle with Burgess, Whitehead, Bateman, Radley. I guess Chris Hill's been even okay as well. McLaurin, yeah. I think England win that forward battle for sure. I just don't think Samoa's forwards are experienced, but they do have a couple down there, unfortunately for them. The back lines are pretty even, but I think England's look a bit stronger in some areas, but when you have Suaalii, May, Critter, Crichton, Brian Toto, Luai, that's still pretty strong. So I think both back lines are pretty 50-50 there. But who am I tipping? Very tough game, actually, because I can definitely see Samoa winning. But I think just because, you know, with the England side, I think they've been a bit more trustworthy for me in terms of, I guess, being a bit more consistent during the performances and have proven they are, you know, real legit, and I can tell that by their performances. I think Samoa are, you know, definitely a contender as well, but I don't know. I just think England have a bit more quality and a bit more of that ticker than what Samoa may offer, I think. So, but we'll see anyway. But I think England will be a bit too strong. So I'm gonna go England by 12, and I'm gonna go first try scorer. First try scorer, Dominic Young, because he's been scoring pretty much every World Cup game from what I've seen from England so far, which is unbelievable. He's had a great World Cup, Dom Young, so I'll back him in for first try. Also going to back in Tommy Mackinson for a try, and maybe a sneaky John Bateman try. And for Samoa, I'm going to go with Taylor May, Brian Toto, and potentially Tim Laffey for a try as well. But anyways, everyone, that's my Rugby League World Cup semi-finals tips. So I'm tipping on New Zealand versus England grand final, like I predicted before the whole World Cup started in my big World Cup preview for the tournament ahead. So I tipped the New Zealand versus England grand final. Well, I'm predicting it to happen in reality now. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, my tips for the games are, again, New Zealand and Australia. New Zealand by 8, and England versus Samoa, England by 12. But anyways, everyone, thanks for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment your tips for the games ahead. Catch you later. Enjoy both games.